What is going on, everybody? And in this week's video, Rob and I are going to be discussing the #1 reason why most day traders are not having success in the markets. But before we get into that, just like, comment, subscribe. If you get value out of this video, please share it to other people who are in the same niche as you. It's not just going to help us out, but it's going to help them out. We believe that we have some of the best information on YouTube for free for you guys to help enhance your trading experience.
And thank you. And today we're going to get started on that one thing that causes traders to lose and why they're not consistent is because you don't have 4 monitors. No, I'm just playing. Really, that one thing is quality over quantity. Quality over quantity is so simple. It's basically choosing something of a higher standard opposed to multiple of other things that are not as of quality.
100%. And that word standard is something that I really want to dive in. And if I could sum it up, quality over quantity, it's just having standards. And to me, that's the #1 reason why most people are losing, is that they're not operating, trading with standards, with high quality setups, which equates to, in the trading world, or standards rather, which equate to the trading world as having a high quality setup, right? The first point that I want to make is that trading is not just this thing that you do. It's not just, making money from your computer. Trading is a business. And the first mindset shift that you need to have coming out of this video is, I'm a trader, therefore I am now a business owner. And you're probably like, Jared, what business ownership rules, right? How am I now a business owner as a trader? And the way that I would look at trading is not just, buying and selling on a chart. It's the effective management of money at a high level, right? And being able to do that proves that you can put systems in place to effectively run a business, right? And what I want you guys to realize is that every other business out in the world has standards, right? Doesn't matter if it's Starbucks, doesn't matter if it's, a mom and pop shop down the street, right? Hotels, whatever the case is, they all have standard operating procedures for systems, for their employees, for every single aspect of components that are going on within that entity itself. And trading is the exact same way. I have very high standards for the rules that I follow, for the trades that I take, for when do I enter, when does my business open, when does my business close. I have standards for how I perform within my own business, right? I have all of these standards that are set in place to ensure that what's coming out on the other end of what I'm doing is something that's high quality, right? And I just feel like I know a lot of people who are in this space, and this is not a knock at people in the space. I just feel like most people in the space don't have standards because they don't look at trading as a business that requires high quality standards.
No, super well said, man. And I just want to add on that point, choosing high quality setups, literally it's in the word high quality setups.
Yeah.
It saves you time, energy, and money. So I'm going to say this again. High quality trading saves you time, energy, and money. Why? Time, because you're not going to be managing a whole excess of trades that don't make you as much money as if you took 1 to 3 setups that are a lot better. Everybody trades differently. There's scalpers, there's swing traders. There's so many different types of trading.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you that you need to take only 1 trade every single week. What may work for me may not work for you, and may work for different other traders. And the second thing is saves you what? Money, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to be losing any excess trades, because remember, the more trades that you take, the higher probability of you losing, right? This game is already rigged against us, #1, right? So it's meant for us to lose. It's meant for our money to be returned into the market. So the faster that you could have a high quality setup, take the money in and leave and take it, is better. And then the third thing is energy. Why do we choose quality trades? The energy, you already know in the beginning of trading that it's going to be like a mental battle inside your head, between choosing trades, losing trades. You took the right trade, you took the wrong trade. You're just figuring everything out along the whole process. If you could take more high quality setups that correlate with a higher time frame and just overall are more rock stars, and I know that's easier said than done, just saying oh wow, what do I know what a high quality trade is? If you go through our course, you'll probably figure that out.
Right.
But #1, think about it. The energy, I really only focus on 1 trade at a time. I don't take 3 trades of 3 different pairs at a time, because that's just too much exerting my energy. So I only care to focus on 1 trade. If I'm in the market, I'm in 1 trade. And if I lose, great. If I win, great. The standards are already set in place, right?
Yeah. Bro, how you said that was beautiful. The one point that I want to make when you're talking about time management, I had this conversation with somebody within this past week here, and I really want you guys to frame it in this perspective, right? Let's say you take a trade, okay? It follows all of your rules. There's a lot of volume that comes in really quick. You're in and out of your trade in like 10 minutes, right? And you make $1,000 in your trade, okay? Now you're up $1,000 in 10 minutes, right? And now you take the same trader, he's doing the same thing, right? He spends 10 hours on the charts, okay? So he treats it like a job. He never leaves the charts. He makes 10 grand that day, right? I would much rather be the trader who makes $1,000 in 10 minutes as opposed to the person who makes 10 grand in 10 hours, because I want you guys to realize this. We're talking about energy, we're talking about time, we're talking about effectiveness. And effectively, the trader who made 10 grand in the day, he was actually trading at a rate of $1,000 per hour, right? You think of it like a car, okay? But the first trader, trader A, what he actually did was at $6,000 per hour, right? So he's like a Lamborghini compared to like, I don't know, like a Ford Camry or Ford whatever.
A Toyota Camry.
Toyota Camry, Ford Focus, right? So you got Lamborghini, Ford Focus, right? Is 10 grand in a day amazing? Yes. Yeah. That's a great trading day, right? But I'm talking about from a standpoint of time management and effectiveness, because now you're freed up for the whole rest of your day because you can trade at $6,000 per hour. You can be in and out incredibly effective in a very short amount of time. So a lot of people get caught up with the number, the actual dollar sign. What I'm focused on is how much output can I make in the smallest amount of time with the least energy invested, right? And maybe $1,000 is too small of an example for you to still be like, man, I would rather be the guy who made 10 grand in a day. What if it was $7,500 in 10 minutes, right?
Your mindset changes a little bit.
Right, what if it was 8 grand, but it's still a little bit less than the other one, right? I would much rather be the dude, even if it was 5 grand, 7 grand, whatever the case is, if it needs to be a bigger number for you to get the point, that's why I'm staying on this point for a little while. Like whatever number for it to make sense, use that number, okay? If you're like, oh man, I would much rather be the guy who just glued to the chart if I can just make as much money as possible. Think of it in the analogy of 8 grand in 10 minutes versus 10 grand in 10 hours. I'm choosing 8 every single day of the week. I'm in and out, I'm done.
Same. And to throw it back from this example of how you were talking about Lamborghinis, think about it, guys. Like he was talking about Toyota Camry, Ford Focus. Let's just say one Toyota Camry costs 40 grand, right? And a Lamborghini Huracan, brand new ones, costing about 300 grand USD. Think about it, guys. Lamborghini makes less cars a year opposed to Toyota. They make millions of cars every single year, right? In the span of all the life that the Lamborghini Huracan has been out, they sold about 20,000 units. And Toyota over here sells millions of units. Do they make a lot of money? Yeah, but they have to make a lot of cars to do that. Right. Lamborghini doesn't have to do that. They use more higher quality products in their car, higher quality engine, higher quality interior, higher quality marketing, everything, and they still make as much. And even if they're right below it, just like Jared was saying, they're still making as much money with less time. Does it take longer to make that Lamborghini? Of course it does. It takes only a day to probably make one Toyota, right? Right. But guess what? The output is a lot larger. It could take a day for one Toyota Camry to be made, and that only costs 40 grand. But it takes what? 6 months to 9 months to make one Lamborghini? And guess what? You get charged 300 grand. That's like 400x or whatever you want to call the case of what you could charge for a Lamborghini, because it's a higher quality product. And that goes back to trading the same way. Would you rather be there literally 10 hours at the time, and then you're able to get out 40 grand, as opposed to you'll be there for, like a swing trade or something so far, and you can make 20 times more of that. I'm not saying you have to be a swing trader, but just take that example with a grain of salt. Right. The more higher quality product, the more higher quality trade that you can execute, the more that you can make in the long term. People make more in the long term than just thinking in the short term. Trust me. Right. So with that being said, guys, we appreciate you tuning in. and catch us next week for the next video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and make sure to check out the Overture One store to choose what package is great for you to start off in trading or to continue your journey as a trader to get better and see more consistently profitable results. Thank you, and we'll see you in Overture One.